Hey guys, Jo here of SportsGrid. It's time for our podcast with Jo. Let me just turn off this background music. How's everyone doing today? Happy Monday. It's a really cloudy, kind of overcast Monday here in YYC. I'm waiting for the sun. I'm waiting for summer to come out, but we're going to have a hot night on the ice. I can promise you that. 2 games only. I tell you, Vancouver able to get the win without, Demko or Casey DeSmith going all the way down to Silas. I cannot believe what we saw out there in that game yesterday. It was a fantastic day of hockey, and I think we're in for another one now. Those upsets could be coming, that is for sure. Let's start looking at these games yesterday. Yeah, what a thriller, that is for sure. I still can't believe the Preds were up in that game, and I was watching at a pub, so I couldn't scream. Well, it was more like a restaurant pub, so I couldn't scream like I want to at the TV. I'm going to be watching these games at home tonight. I want to definitely be yelling at my TV, depending on how things happen. So let's make some freaking money out there on the ice today. Appreciate you guys for being here. The 2 games that we have are the Tampa Bay Lightning taking on the Florida Panthers and the Dallas Stars taking on the Vegas Golden Knights. Now, Dallas in the last game really surprised me. They completely dominated. I expected Vegas to win that game 3 at home. When we look at the Tampa Bay Lightning versus the Florida Panthers, the Tampa Bay Lightning, again, are facing elimination. Now, they were able to win game 4. The Florida Panthers are up 3-1 in this series. It is back in Florida. Now, Florida looks like such a complete team, you guys. Their defense has been strong. They did allow 6 goals in that last game, but the Lightning just really brought it. So I was not surprised because I thought the Lightning, with their backs up against the wall, could pick up a win. I expected this series to go deep, and I still do expect the Tampa Bay Lightning to continue on after today. So let's look at these lines, and then I'll give you my breakdown of what I'm liking. With the Tampa Bay Lightning, this has moved. This has moved in favor of the Florida Panthers. Money obviously coming in on them. They're minus 184 on that money line. Plus 152 here for the Tampa Bay Lightning. That's where my money's going. I think they have every opportunity of getting the win. Now that total of 6.5, minus 104 to the over, minus 118 to the under. It's got to be an under game. You look at the Florida Panthers and you listen to all the press release, all the talks with the players. They know that the first period in the last game cost them. The Tampa Bay Lightning got up nice and quick. They were able to find the back of Bobrovsky's net to start that game. The Florida Panthers are not going to allow those mistakes again. This is a team that is holding opponents to an average of 2.46 goals per game. On the course of the season, this defense will step up here tonight on home ice. So I do like it under 6.5 at minus 118. I think this one is a 5-goal game, one that has every opportunity of going to overtime, just like we saw in game 2. So those first 2 games of this series, we saw 3-2 final scores, with the game 2 being an overtime win by the Florida Panthers. I think this is a very similar game out there. I'm willing to take the under 6.5. I'm willing to even take it down to 5.5 and get that plus money on the under 5.5. It's going to be tight, though. We could see that empty netter situation come into play if we don't see that overtime, which could force us to go over that total. And we could also be in a situation where this is 3-2, and then we see the Lightning or Florida tie it up, push it to overtime, and take us over that total. So it's kind of scary taking a total in this one, but I do think the value on the Tampa Bay Lightning, especially now at plus 152, is there. Now, I grabbed them at plus 146, so I'm feeling pretty confident in that. You look at Andre Vasilevsky, and in elimination games in the playoffs, how he's been able to perform. He's got a 9.26 goals against or save percentage in those elimination games. So I'm looking for him to absolutely stand on his head. Bobrovsky has a save shots on goal prop of 24.5 and Andre Vasilevsky at 28.5. I'm not sure if there will be enough shots on goal, and I don't want to take this. I would look more so at Bobrovsky for the save shots on goal, because we know the Lightning will they have to, in that third period, well, all through the game, they have to win this or they're going golfing this coming week. So we're going to get a desperate Tampa Bay Lightning team. One player that's really stood out to me, and I do think you guys probably already have him circled, is Stamkos here. Stamkos with the 2 goals in the last game, and he was able to get a goal in every single game so far. I believe in the last game also, his shots on goal was through the roof. I believe he had like 6, 7, or 8 shots on goal in that last game. I'd be looking at his shots on goal again to the over in this one. If Florida wins it, it could be the gentleman's sweep here, but I think Tampa has the opportunity of tying it up. Now, Verhaeghe and Matthew Tkachuk will try to make this go otherwise. They've been strong. Lundell has been strong, who centers them. So we will see some points coming in here. I just think they're very limited for these players. So pick the player you have the most faith in. For me, you look at the Lightning and they're loaded with Nikita Kucherov, Braden Point, Steven Stamkos. For me, I have to look at Stamkos just because of how strong he has performed. But Nikita Kucherov needs to find the back of the net too. We could see him have success, but I'm going to go with Stamkos. So give me the under in this one and give me the Tampa Bay Lightning to push this one to game 6. Now, I did take this series to go all the way to 7, and I will take this game to go to overtime too, because I think it's that kind of tight battle out there. I actually think both of these games tonight have the opportunity of going to overtime, and both of them should be more defensive goaltending battles. Now, we saw that last night with Edmonton. Edmonton and the LA Kings able to have a 1-goal game, which is fantastic to see. That's the kind of hockey we need. These teams are being so physical out there, hard-hitting, back-checking, lots of physicality coming out of these games. So I'm expecting a lot out of this one. I'm expecting these teams to go to their roots, which is defense. Now, the Tampa Bay Lightning, during the regular season, had an absolute elite power play. The kill here, the Florida Panthers, is shutting that down. So give me the under, give me Tampa for that money line win, and then also give me Stamkos for the anytime goal. I think he has success. You can look at his points too if you would rather do that. Stamkos 5+ shots at +250. How can you not take Stamkos for 5+ shots, Bailey, at +250? In that third period, if they are down, they are going to be flying out there on their ice. They're going to try their best to get these shots. So I do think it holds so much value. Lauren, big shout out to you as well. Okay. So that's game 1. Game 2, I really thought the Vegas Golden Knights would win that first game on their home ice. I'm going straight back to them here, you guys. They're the dog again. They've been the dog in every single game of this series, and they're up 2-1 in this series right now. So the Dallas Stars won game 3, and they dominated that game. Jake Ottinger looked fantastic in net as well. But I do think Vegas, off that loss, will bounce back in this one and get the win and send this series back to Dallas for game 5 with the Dallas Stars facing elimination. So if Vegas takes it tonight, it will be a 3-1 series. I do think Dallas probably takes the next one. I was expecting the series to go deep, so I didn't expect Vegas to pick up both wins in Dallas, and I really didn't expect Dallas to pick up the win on the first game in the Fortress. But I do think this game is competitive out there now. If you're circling a player, Wyatt Johnson, he's not even 21 yet, you guys, of the Dallas Stars. He turns 21, I believe it's May 14th. He's a difference maker for the Dallas Stars out there. He was able to get the first goal of the last game and the overtime goal. So Wyatt Johnson, if you want to look at a player for points or want to look at a player for goals, I would definitely have him circled for the Dallas Stars. Now it's going to be harder in this game. I expect Vegas to lock down stronger defensively. Logan Thompson to really come out nice and strong. Jake Ottinger has a save shots on goal prop of 25.5. I definitely think he goes over that because, again, I'm looking for these unders to come in, and 25.5 looks a little too low. Vegas is going to be desperate not to let this series be tied up. So those shots will be coming. And we look at the last game. The Vegas Golden Knights had 34 shots on Ottinger. So lots of wiggle room there with his number of 25.5. Now, when we look at the Dallas Stars, they had 46 shots in the game. Versus Logan Thompson. The majority of those 46 came in that first period with 18 in the first period. They just came out flying, knowing that they could not lose another game and go down. Now, neither of these teams were able to convert on the power play, and that's really detrimental to both of them. We need these teams, if they want to take this win, to be able to find a way to get past the kill of the other team. The Dallas Stars had 2 opportunities in the last game and went 0-2. They weren't as physical as the Vegas Golden Knights. We look at the Vegas Golden Knights. They had 47 hits out there on the ice. They went 0-1 on the power play. And the Dallas Stars only had those 23 hits. So Vegas is coming out strong. They're playing rough, tough hockey out there. Jack Eichel has been really strong out there, averaging a point per game in this series. So you definitely got to look at him. but it's an under game for me. Give me the under 5.5 at -102, and give me, actually, let me make sure it's still at that. Under 5.5 is +102 now, so better odds there. Money coming in on this over. Now, overtime could wreck this one staying under that total again. I believe both of these games go to overtime, so I'm taking both games to go to overtime tonight. I'm taking both of these games to go to the under. I expect defense and goaltending to show up in these dire games, especially for the Tampa Bay Lightning. This is a dire game. They will be eliminated if they're not able to get the win. And the Florida Panthers know that they have to lock down on defense because they saw what the Lightning were able to do in that last game. And same with the Dallas Stars and the Vegas Golden Knights. We've seen Jake Ottinger improve out there in net. Vegas isn't having as easy of a time of scoring. So both unders in both these games, both games to overtime. Stamkos for the anytime goal. I would look at Wyatt Johnson of the Dallas Stars for his points tonight, or the goal you could look at. I'd look at Mark Stone as well to come out hugely impactful for Vegas in this one, and then give me Vegas straight up on that money line at +104, and the Tampa Bay Lightning at +146. Let's make some plus money out there on the ice tonight, you guys. I will be live on Game Time Decisions at 6:54, so make sure you come over and join me there. Dallas will not lose another. Well, let's see what Dallas can do here. So they could tie it up. These playoff games, I tell you, they are so insane to be able to try to cap out here, knowing how these teams are going to come out. Let's do our best to get some plus money tonight. You guys, I'm staying off those first periods. I'm just looking at the full game totals, the full game sides, and the players that I trust the most. So you guys, all the best. Join me over on Game Time Decisions. We will be going over my favorite bets on the diamonds as well as my bets in these games tonight. So we will see you over there. All the best on all of your bets. I'll see you tomorrow.